Bonjour tous. My name is Goody Hutchings, and I'm privileged to be the Member of Parliament for the Long Range Mountains in Newfoundland and Labrador, and I'm your host today. And I'm saying hello from my home and the traditional land of the Beothuk and the Mi'kmaq people here on the Humber River. And I'm delighted to be joined by other Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. So if we go north, we're going to say hello to my colleague and friend Yvonne Jones, the Member of Parliament for Labrador. And if we go a little further east, Terence Rogers, the MP from Bonavista, Burin and Trinity. And then a little east of that, the Honourable Seamus O'Regan, an old friend who is also our Minister of Natural Resources. We're also joined today by Mike House and Jessica Parsons, and they're eager to have a discussion about this home retrofit you've heard a little bit about today. And there's no one better to lead that off than our Prime Minister, your Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau.
Thanks, Goody. Hello, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. It's great to be here with Minister O'Regan for a second week in a row to talk about what we're doing to make life better and more affordable for Canadians. Let me also give a big shout out to Member of Parliament Goody Hutchins and everyone from our Liberal team, Yvonne and Terence, who are here with us today. Thanks for all the work you do for the people of Newfoundland and Labrador and for Canadians. Anyone who owns a house can tell you that no two homes are the same. That's especially true in a country like ours where the weather is very different, not just from one coast to another, but also from one season to the next. There are communities in Canada where the temperature goes from minus 30 degrees to plus 30 degrees in 6 months. That's why it's so important to understand how our homes use energy and how we can make them as energy efficient as possible. As a homeowner, you don't want to have to pay extra money on energy bills because of a leaky window when you could save that money for school supplies or groceries. And as a country, every effort counts to keep our air clean and our environment healthy. We know that these retrofits can sometimes be out of reach, so our government is now making them more affordable for Canadians. Today, we're launching the new $2.6 billion Canada Greener Homes Grant, an investment that will help 700,000 homeowners make their house more comfortable and their bills lower. For Mike and Jessica, who are here with us today from Pasadena in Newfoundland and Labrador, this grant could allow them to get a heat pump and a new energy-efficient door. And that's going to help their family save money. In a few moments, they'll tell us what saving extra money will mean for them. Grâce à la nouvelle subvention pour des maisons plus vertes, des centaines de milliers de propriétaires de maisons partout au Canada pourront recevoir jusqu'à 5 000 $ pour améliorer l'efficacité énergétique de leur chez-soi. Une fenêtre qui laisse passer de l'air ou un grenier mal isolé, ça vous fait pas juste perdre de l'énergie, ça vous fait perdre de l'argent aussi. Si vous êtes propriétaire, cette nouvelle subvention va vous aider à garder votre chaleur à l'intérieur pendant l'hiver et votre argent dans vos poches tout au long de l'année. Not only can you save money with this grant, you can also help make a real difference in the fight against climate change. By working together to lower our emissions, we will reach net zero by 2050. The Greener Homes Grant means less pollution, lower energy bills, and more good middle-class jobs. Avec la nouvelle subvention pour des maisons plus vertes, on fait d'une pierre 3 coups. On rend la vie plus abordable pour les propriétaires de maisons, on lutte contre les changements climatiques et on crée des emplois pour la classe moyenne. Pour évaluer ce dont votre maison a besoin, ça va prendre des conseillers énergétiques. Et pour remplacer les portes, les fenêtres, des vieilles fournaises et de faire toutes les rénovations nécessaires, ça va prendre des travailleurs comme des électriciens et des spécialistes en isolation. In the coming years, the Greener Homes Grant is expected to create over 110,000 jobs. This program will mean new opportunities for people in communities of every size and in every part of the country, whether with jobs in the construction and heating and cooling industries or the energy efficiency sector. Not only that, the grant will also strengthen our green supply chain here at home. En d'autres mots, cet investissement va rendre nos communautés plus fortes et plus propres maintenant et pour l'avenir. Une maison, c'est un endroit qui évolue avec les gens qui l'habitent. C'est une fondation pour élever une famille ou pour prendre sa retraite. From the colorful saltbox houses in Newfoundland and Labrador to the Vancouver Specials in BC, Canadians are proud of their homes. And to keep making them more comfortable and life more affordable, we're here to help. Thank you all. I'll now pass it over to Minister O'Regan. Seamus.
Thank you, Prime Minister. And thank you for starting us off today. Thank you for your continued leadership on driving economic growth that works for everyone as we tackle the challenge of climate change. I want to thank everybody for attending. It is a pleasure to be here today for this important announcement. Je vous parle aujourd'hui depuis l'île de Terre-Neuve, territoire ancestral des Mi'kmaq et des Beothuk. There is no more urgent crisis that we face than climate change. The world needs increased climate ambition. Scientists, financial markets, even our children are demanding that we take significant and meaningful action. And Canada is answering the call, because climate change is one of those things, it's measured globally, but it's felt locally. We feel it here in my province. Yvonne can tell you, in northern Nunavut, in Labrador, it's losing its ice coverage faster than anywhere in the Canadian Arctic. And the Canadian Arctic is losing twice as much ice, twice as fast anywhere else on the planet. Les Canadiens et Canadiennes ressentent à travers le pays, que ce soit l'augmentation des inondations au printemps ou les feux de forêt plus fréquents et intenses. It's happening now, all around us. It's changing our communities right now. So it is up to us to act. And Canadians want to do their part. So we have launched the Canada Greener Homes Grant. With this program, Canadians can lower their energy bills and lower emissions. It's good for your wallet, it's good for the economy, it's good for the planet. Now, I could go into the details of the program, what a retrofit is and why energy efficiency is important, but I think it's better that you hear it from someone a little more qualified than me. We have a short video that we'd like to share with you. Take a look and see what the Canada Greener Homes Grant can do for your home.
Randy, good to see you.
You too.
Got your first shot?
I'm lined up to get one.
I'm lined up to get one too. Listen, I wanted to ask you about retrofits. We're starting a program today where we're going to be giving money to Canadians so they can do renovations to make their homes more energy efficient. And I wanted to ask you, like, retrofits, how do they work? Are many people doing them?
You know, a lot of people are doing it. You take this window, but even though they're closed, you're losing a lot of energy because a lot of cold air is getting inside. It means you got to turn up that thermostat, which means you're losing energy, losing heat.
Right. And the same, I imagine, works for doors.
Same with the door. You know, when they're leaky, you're letting all that cold air in, which again, you got to turn up that thermostat, more energy, more money.
And I think it's kind of one of those common sense things where a lot of people know they should be doing it, but, you know, you just need that little bit of oomph in order to help people out.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's a thing you take for granted. You wonder where all your heat loss goes. And a window and a door is a common thing. A lot of that cold air gets in and you don't really realize when you're sitting around the living room, why so cold? It's coming from the window.
Now, you don't have the stairs in yet, so I can't go inside. But I imagine there's a bunch of things if we go inside the house that you'd be working on in there that would also make a home more energy efficient.
Definitely, we would do a lot of stuff inside. You know, we would upgrade the walls, the insulation in the walls. Then your attic is a must. All that heat rises.
Yeah.
So when it's cold outside, you're cranking up your thermostat, all that heat is rising, so you want to keep it in your room. So insulation in the attic, then you can go with solar panels, or you can even go with a heat pump.
Heat pumps. Now, I'm glad you raised that because there's a lot of talk about them, and I'm not sure how many people actually understand how they work and how it can save them money.
Yeah, you know, a heat pump, it does what it says. It's got a pump built inside, and you got a unit outside, you got a unit inside. So when it's cold outside, it's actually making heat inside. When it's warm outside, it's cold inside. So it's really energy efficient, plus it saves money. It's kind of like your fridge.
Or a thermos follower or whatever.
Or your thermos.
I like it. It saves money. That's the main thing. Listen, you're here in Petty Harbor. Make sure you try some fish and chips down at Chafe's Landing.
Oh, I will. 2-piece.
2-piece.
Wow, that's phenomenal, Seamus. And it's great to see Randy. That show, Rock Solid Bills, is certainly giving Newfoundland and Labrador a name too. And somebody else to have a great discussion now about what this is going to mean for them locally is Mike and Jessica. So over to you and the Prime Minister, have a great chat about what this can do for great young families here, not only Newfoundland and Labrador, but from coast to coast to coast.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Jessica. I know, and I mentioned in my opening that you guys were thinking about investing in your own home, in heat pumps or new door. Tell me a little bit about what your thinking is. Tell me about your home and where the barriers are in terms of making those upgrades that you might want to make.
Yeah, absolutely. So we purchased the house about 7 or 8 years ago. The house would be 30 years old. And in need of a few retrofits for sure. We've noticed over the last 3 or 4 years, where the heat loss was coming from. Old electric baseboard heaters and old thermostats, primarily with some older doors that were there when the house was built 25, 30 years ago. So we initially had plans for that 4 years ago. We had our first child, and those plans kind of got on the back burner. And so now we know now that this was the year where we had looked into doing some of these upgrades. We noticed that our power bill, our electric bills had exceeded for a 1,500 square foot house, exceeded $400 and $500 a month, whereby some of our friends with newer builds and newer homes, their electricity bills were half those amounts. So with double the square footage. So it became very evident the last couple winters where our loss was coming from, and that's something needed to be done soon.
You know, that's something you hear from, I hear from a lot of friends who are saying, yeah, I really got to upgrade this or really got to improve that. But there's always something else to spend on. There's always, you know, responsibilities. I think what we're doing today, hopefully, will really make people understand now is the time to do it. And this boost that the grants are going to give people will allow them to take action now, knowing that they're going to start saving money on their electric bill every month or their heat bill every month as we go forward. So if this is the incentive that it's the time for, then we're really pleased. How do you guys see this moving forward? I mean, was it really coming down to energy or time to do it? Are you going to try and catch this construction season? What is your thinking on?
Well, I think yeah, timing for certain. With the summer fast upon us, to have these put in place before winter hits us again. We kind of missed out the last couple of years with life happening, and we definitely want to get it going before winter quickly catches up on us, and with you know, contractors and their availabilities as well. So the earlier the better for us. So the timing of this with our needs as well are absolutely what we're looking for.
COVID's had a lot of people staying inside a lot more and looking at their four walls and trying to get busy. Is that part of your thinking on this?
Absolutely, for sure. We see it locally here, just with contractors and unavailability. So yeah, earlier the better for certain.
Seamus.
Prime Minister, thank you. Listen, Jessica, Mike, hi to little Blake. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. Goody, thank you very much for helping out. And MPs Terrence Rogers and Yvonne Jones, thanks very much for being here. I want to thank Randy Spracklin and the entire team at HGTV's Rock Solid Builds. They are the highest rated new show on HGTV. Very proud of them. I'll just close it out, Prime Minister, by saying that, you know, energy efficiency, as you've heard me say before, it's our hidden fuel. According to the International Energy Agency, energy efficiency, those measures alone could get us a long way towards our ambitious targets in meeting 2030 Paris goals. The Canada Greener Homes Grant, it is good for your wallet, it is good for the economy, it is good for the planet. C'est bon pour votre portefeuille, c'est bon pour l'économie, c'est bon pour la planète. This is how we achieve our common mission. And our common mission, it's threefold. Net zero emissions by 2050, a prosperous economy that continues to create good jobs, and a low carbon future that leaves no one behind. It's ambitious, but I know we can do it because we're Canada. Thank you. Thank you, Prime Minister.
Thank you all. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Seamus. Thank you, everyone. Lots of optimism about this coming summer for projects, for getting past COVID-19. Keep getting vaccinated. Keep doing the right things, and we're going to get through this all together. So thank you very much, everyone.